the review of Terraria. Hope you enjoy. Hello everyone, this is YWing66 here, and I just hit my desk. I'm going to do a little mini review or something on this game called Terraria, or however you want. Terraria, however you want to call it. Terraria. People call it other names. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to do a review on this game, and hopefully you guys will like it. If you don't, well, I'm not that cool. Or I'm not, I'm not that good at it, is what I mean by it. I'm not that cool. Anyway, I'll show you all the little aspects of it. I actually have a little bit of a playthrough going on with this, the multiplayer playthrough. So if you want to check that out, there'll probably be a link in the descriptions below. And also, just to note that the audio is a little bit screwed up at the beginning. At the very beginning, I don't know if it got all my friends' voices in. I don't think it did. Also, Evan, I think he joined, but this might have been off screen. I don't know. He joined, and if I was recording, his Skype is messed up. So at the end of the thing, or just on this Terraria thing, there'll be a thing that says "click me." But anyway, so you have your really basic setup of a menu. Although it's a very interesting screen, and if you want to get really technical, this is really hard to do, as in coding and a whole bunch of graphical things. But this is a very interesting concept of how the sun goes up and down, the clouds go by, and the title screen moves around, and there's a tree, and it changes different. It changes into the corrupted version. It's very neat, a very unique menu. And then you got your copyright 2012 relogic by version 1.1.2. Really, I would like to see that in all games. I like seeing that. So anyway, here's your settings. You got your video settings. I like to keep everything really low, just because then I know I have the maximum on the when I get a better computer. The maximum that I know that I'll get the maximum amount of reduced lag instead of I might get a little lag here or there. Anyway, you got your go full screen or go windowed. You got your resolution. You got it goes really high, but I don't want to mess with that. Then I don't know what the parallax is. I'll have to look on it later. I'll probably put it in the description. And then frame skip on, just because it says it's recommended. The lighting. Now this is a very cool feature, and I really like this. You got white, retro, trippy, and color. So let's go to white, and I'll show you what that is, I hope. And then there's the background, which is on or off. And it's still practically the same thing. It just doesn't have, And then you got your quality, so it's really basic. And then you got your cruise color, which you can actually change. So we can change that to a blue or a light. I don't know what color we turn into. And you can turn it into green. It's a really cool concept they have going with that. I actually want to change this back to red-ish because yellow will work fine. Anyway, so you got where are we? Oh yeah, whoops, my bad. Then you got your volume, which is very unique. I like this because I don't have to mess around very much. It automatically goes up and down. And then you got your controls, very simple, very easy, which is nice. I don't like having a lot of controls. And then you got auto save and auto pause, pick up text. I don't know what that means. Language, got pretty much your really standard languages. Just the most common ones, of course, is what I mean. Not to be racist in any way at all. Then you got your multiplayer. Now this is a very interesting concept. To actually work the multiplayer, I will actually show you that. You can't. You have to. It doesn't give you a list. You can also choose your character. Any character that you choose goes into the multiplayer world with whatever you have on it. So if you take a medium core or a hardcore player, as in these guys, you can choose. Most of my guys are soft core, because medium core and hardcore is hard. So in medium core, let's say you die in the multiplayer world and you are kicked forever. I don't think you get your stuff back. I haven't really tested this theory. Except for the multiplayer version, but of course, I changed it. But you can create your character, which is a very unique setup. I'll actually show that later. And you can also delete characters. So, and then you got the host and play and the join. So let's go into the multiplayer aspect of it. Actually, let me also check my Bandicam real quick. Hello? Alright. All right, cool. It's an hour, so we got an hour of reviewing time, guys. All right. Let me actually open up balls. All right. So I was on YouTube. Let's go to Terraria. Now it's a very confusing word. I don't like spelling it. It's very hard for me to spell. So Terraria. This is how you get. Yes. Cool. I hope this is not the. Okay. So if you wanted to start a multiplayer server, you would actually have to go to the download dedicated server software. I think that's kind of a lie. It's not really a dedicated server software. Requires a server or it requires a server or a PC running Windows. I have a Windows 7 XP. I think might work, or anything else. Anyway, this is you download that, and then you get. Let me actually minimize it, and then let me move this around here, minimize that, because my computer can handle it. And then you go into here, you'd have to open that up, and I'll probably have a tutorial, and then you hit Terraria server. But anyway, I'll get into that in a different time, because it's a whole nother thing that you had to do. You'd have to go into a whole bunch of different stuff. So then you just, there's no pausing it. The only way you can pause it is if you are in windowed mode and you click out of it. Now it might not look paused in the game, but it is, as you can see in the thing, it doesn't like stop moving. It'll still move, but when you're playing and you click out of the screen and you're doing stuff, which is very convenient if you're trying to look something up on the wiki. So yeah, that's a very interesting concept. Also, my bad. Also, you really don't want to use host and play, because you really don't get any server stuff. You want to just do join, and then you do the thing. So yeah, that is the very unique aspect of it. And then you got single player. So this is very interesting. You actually can see your character and what it looks like conveniently. So let's create a character. You have the different kind of hair colors, and you have, I think these red and blue are the prime colors. I don't know if green is. Anyway, you have the basic hair color, and then you also have a as you can see, just a preset of it, which you can use. And let's say you want it to be bold or whatever you wanted to have. Let's go all the way back up to 25, I think. Well, my bad. Derp. Alright, let's go to... yeah. So you can actually, what you can do is you can, if you wanted it to be the most ridiculous color, you can do whatever color you want. If you wanted to get a certain color, you might have to actually look that up and see what color, how much needs to go into it. Because I think it's all like that. So you got your eyes. I kind of find this to be a very pointless concept, but you know, you can always make it stand out. So if we were to go like that and like that, it should make something red. And then bring that all the way up. You can just barely see it. So you got your eye color, your skin color. Now, if we bring this all the way up, we should be able to see the red eyes. Yeah, you can kind of see them. There's the two little dots. So yeah, I guess they are kind of useful, but it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Then you got your clothes. You can actually change your clothing color. It doesn't mean you can't change your clothes. It just means that you'll always have those. And then you got your male and female clothes. You can hear the different sounds, I hope. So, then you got softcore, which softcore characters drop money on death. That's it, just the money. Medium core characters drop items on death. Now, this is a very pain in the butt thing. Even though it might be right to left, it might take you forever to get there before it despawns, because only 400 items can be on the screen. Now, hardcore characters, they die for good. Now, what does this mean? Your world goes? No, it actually just means that your character dies. You can just make another character and enter your world again. At least that's I'm pretty sure that's the concept. Now you got the randomizer, of course, which is always pretty nifty. So I want a beard. Oh dear Lord, no. I'm pretty sure they cycle back. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. Yeah, so... that looks good. So you can create a character if you wanted to, and then you would just hit create. So yeah, and then you can go Y-Wing 66, and you only get 4 worlds sadly, and you can have more players, which doesn't make too much sense. But I don't want to delete any of these because of the fact that I don't really want to. Plus, this is my single player. This is one of my friends and my other friends, and then this is my multiplayer server. So, and the multiplayer servers, if you're running it, you can actually still go on to the multiplayer server in a completely different mode, and you can make changes to the game without having. It's much simpler. Without having to have internet, and then you can make that your multiplayer server. So I can make any of these the multiplayer server, but I just choose to make World 5 my multiplayer server. So as you can see, it'll say it's pretty interesting. The game has a lot of core concept ideas. I really like this game. It does tend to get boring, but if you go play Minecraft for a couple of weeks and then you come back to this game with a completely new world, everything's new, you don't have anything, you will like this game quite a bit. And if you've never played Minecraft and you don't have enough money for Minecraft, this is definitely a good offer to go with over Minecraft if you do not have the money. If you do, you can always get it. If you have enough for both, you know. So this is my multiplayer guy. So, well, actually, you will see that I changed him because I was on medium core and I died a lot and I lost quite a bit of stuff. So I have made some changes. As you can see, I've done an alchemy station over here, my bedroom over here. My friend he hasn't made his stuff. He's on the roof, as you can see, his chest up there. So you have NPCs. Now, you might be wondering, how do you get NPCs? If you aren't wondering, well, then that's normal. If you were wondering, well, you would go to housing. As you can see, it says housing, and then you click on house query, and you want to see if this house is sufficient. And it'll say in the bottom left, this house is missing a chair. It'll tell you what's missing. Like this one, this house is missing a chair and a table. So what you need for a house, as you can see, you need a chair and a table, and then a light source. If you do not have a light source, you're kind of screwed. So you have to have a light source. Now, the game, you can pretty much do whatever you want. If I were to make some armor, I don't have anything on me to make any armor. Also, to get out of this mode, you go like that. Now, let's say you want to rearrange stuff. You can actually click on this guy, and you could replace... actually, no, you can't replace it, alright? You could... You could replace this guy's house by doing that, I think. So I think if you went like that, if you right click it, you can replace the guy's house. So I don't know if I just deleted Humphrey's house. That's the guy's name, not something I just made up as a weird. Yeah, okay, good. I don't know how long this lasts. Oh, I don't know how to get out of this mode. Awesome. Let's get out of that. There's some bugs, I want to say. Anyway, this is there's a whole bunch of different names. Anyway, you can shop for explosives. Now, it's always the same until you beat, I think, it's always the same until you beat a certain amount of people. This guy, Brandon, come here, Brandon. You can ask him, so pretty much you don't ever have to really go to the wiki unless you need to figure out how to make something. So you just click on him and he tells you what you can make with the item. You can't, like, put this hammer in there and find out how to make the hammer or get any of your stuff back. This guy, he's the merchant. He sells you stuff, and he's pretty pain in the butt. So this guy, during the night, this will be 10 gold, and you will also have glow sticks and I think something else. And then you have this lady, which I kind of find her a little bit useless because I never use her, but you know, that's my opinion. What does it say? That was that Caitlin, she heals you. And then you also, when you die, you can actually edit how you know. So it's very interesting. And then there's a tiki thing. So what you would need to actually craft anything, you would need a crafting table, which is this small thing here. And you would need a furnace to craft an anvil, which crafts weapons and pickaxes and almost pretty much a lot of the really important crap. Now, this is an alchemy station. You might be wondering what the heck an alchemy station is. Well, an alchemy station is you have to have like a whole bunch of different flowers and stuff to sniff, and you have to have bottles, bottled water, a whole bunch of that, and yeah, and there's a lot of different blocks. Like if you thought Minecraft had a lot of blocks, you'd be surprised. There's different kinds of chests. They really don't do much. I think the gold just means how rare they are. Because there's normal chests, then there's gold chests. There's also bronze chests. There's a bed. So the beds don't really work in multiplayer, I don't think. It seems, but it might. I don't know. I haven't really tested it out. And then you have those things up there, which I'm not going to go too depth because that'd be a pain to do. Alright, so this is a sawmill and a place where you can make clothing. And then that's a statue. And statues actually have a use in the game. They're not completely useless, but most of the time they are. That statue is useless. But the mob statues where there's a skeleton or there's some sort of mob on it, those are useful. Any kind. So you got different kinds of ores, as you can see: topaz, iron bars, silver bars, and then you got fallen stars. Now, fallen stars, they disappear after sunrise, is what they say. You got deathweed, tables, gold ore, lenses, which crafts 6 of them. Crafts the Eye of Cthulhu, which is a boss fight, which is one of the main progress of advancing towards the end game stuff. So let's go talk to this guy, and I'm going to show you something I really love this about this game. I haven't ever gotten this, but you can make a lightsaber, even though it says a phase blade. And you got guns. You can make guns. There's also a gun merchant, but, things happen. But you have to have meteorite ore, warm to the touch, as in if you touch it, you die. If you're on it. Like, if you're, trying to walk across it, you die. Otherwise, you're fine. So during the night, I'm pretty sure they go inside of a house. But since Humphrey is... I think he can't, because he's dumb. But during the night, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of mobs. I can actually go to the wiki if you wanted me to, which I think I will, to show you all the different kinds of mobs. You can have that back. This isn't my chest. I'm a nice person to let him have it back. Anyway, as you can see, there's this thing called a magic mirror, which uses mana, which brings me right back to my spawn. There's glass. It's a very interesting game. Very, very good concept of the game. It's just great. So let's actually save and exit real quick, and I will actually go to the wiki for you guys to look at. So let's go to the wiki, shall we? Terraria. Wiki. Alright, so I will show you, this might be some stupid thing. Anyway, this over here is all of the enemies. These are all of the enemies. As you can see, there are a lot, and most of them aren't too rare. These are common enemies. Look at all those common enemies. Some of them might be rare because you can't find them. That's because they're either in a different biome. Now, I'll show you the different biomes. This is all the other stuff. The different biomes: the hollow, the underground jungle, floating islands, dungeons, jungles, oceans, deserts, meteorites, the corruption, cavern layers, underground layers, snow biome, and forests. And then you got your NPCs: the arms dealer, which I don't have; the clother, which I don't have; the demolitionist, which I do have; dryad, which I don't have; goblin, guide, which you automatically have; the mechanic, don't have; merchant, it's a whole list. Anyway, so let me show you what the Eye of Cthulhu is. The Eye of Cthulhu. He's a monster, and you fight him. I actually do plan on buying one of those so I can play PS3 gameplay and other stuff. So, the Eye of Cthulhu in first form. He is a type boss. He is AI type, has an Eye of Cthulhu AI. Damage does 15 to player. Max life 2,800. Defense 12. Now that's when he's in his first form. Now his second form is a little bit weirder and scarier, if I may say. Type boss, AI type, same. Damage is now raised to 23 because that. Now, of course, his damage is raised by 12. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12. Of course, his damage is raised by 12, but no, I'm wrong. but his defense is completely gone. Now, when he dies, he drops Demonite Ore, which can be 30 to 87, Unholy Arrows, Corruption Seeds, Lesser Healing Potions, and Hearts. Now, I do have some bad things to say about it, but I can't entirely think of them at the moment. So there's a whole bunch of different kinds of bosses that you can play as in the game. Now, sadly, the developer, I heard, has decided to stop production as in like stop progress with the game because he has a kid coming along or something, and he has another kid, and he hasn't spent family, which is all very reasonable and not you should not be asking questions about kind of answers because they are very reasonable answers. Now, the game, some of the issues that I have with the game are that the bugs aren't going to be fixed in forever because he has just decided to completely stop fixing the game, which is kind of sad. I really wish he, like, every now and then, if he would have said, like, every now and then he'll come back and fix a few bugs every now and then, which all games need to do. But that's one downside, is that the game's never going to upgrade. Now, there is a PS3 version, which is 1.1.3 or something, or 1.2, I don't know, or version 2. Pretty much, it has a whole new boss, several hundred different items. The console version is quite a bit better actually than the Terraria version. You can also mod the game on the console, I heard. You can also make your own maps and get your own custom maps and everything, which is a very neat aspect. Not very many games actually have that kind of ability, which is something that you rarely see. It also has split screen when you're in HD mode. It has a whole new boss, an end game boss. It has a map, and it's pretty much a whole new version of Terraria that the PC version will not be getting. But the game does cost more for the console version because of the fact that you have to take, and it's about $15, and on the PC version it's $10. I think when it started out it was $15. Anyway, the version on the console, the reason why it's $15 is because you gotta pay the people who converted it over. I'm pretty sure the guy who made it was not going to convert it because that's very hard to do with consoles. The people who converted it, the people added new stuff to the game, and it's just pretty much a whole nother game. Now, the multiplayer is much easier and simpler to do if you want to play with friends. You'd have to buy, if you wanted to play with them, and if they didn't want to buy a new version and they had it on the PC, and they had a console, and you both had the same console, you would probably have to buy it for them if they were actually going to play with you, which is really bad and sad. But I myself end up buying a whole bunch of games for people on Steam because of the fact that I want to do playthrough with them and get it done, and just, another downside is a lot of people could argue with the graphics. Really, I don't give two crap and happens about the graphics. The game is in 2D, for Pete's sake. People who complain about the graphics are just idiotic. So don't really complain about the graphics. So let's go into the video mode. I don't think... let's just try it. I don't think it actually did what I wanted it to do. Yes, and then World 5. So let's see if it actually changes. If it doesn't, I'll just reboot the game, and you'll see what Trippy mode is. Trippy mode is very interesting. I've only done it once, and it's interesting to say the least. But I'm not entirely sure if it will do what I think it's going to do. So, yeah. Sorry if this is really long for you guys. I hope it's been helpful for you who are watching. Alright, yeah, it's not working. What was that? This might be trippy mode. I mean, that's a different sound. Alright, so let's save and exit and actually exit the game, and I'll show you what trippy mode is after I re-enter the game. Hopefully you guys can hear the background noise. Because lots of people are up, and lots of people are doing stuff. So let's play that. Hit the play button. Open. There we go. Settings. Video settings. There might actually be a problem with the game. Now, I don't know what this does. Let's find out. We'll probably just search the word. Alright, let's see if it did anything at all. It might just be broken. So while that's doing that, we're actually going to go here and type in what is... the effect whereby the position of the direction of an object appears to differ when viewed. Alright, so pretty much it's just a different, like, viewing aspect. I don't know why it doesn't convert. Yeah, it doesn't convert. Yeah, there are some bugs like this that happen, and it's kind of sad because I would really like to see that version. Because they are very interesting. Like, retro, and it's very, very cool. It's pretty much a texture pack. So now let's check out the multiplayer. Which, let's actually open the server up right now. Run. And so this is what the multiplayer thing looks, and you're like, oh no, it's the CMD, the command prompt thing. So as you can see, it's very straightforward. Terraria server, choose a world. I want world 5. Press enter for a maximum amount of players. 8. Press enter for the ports forwarding. Yes. Server password, none. And then it loads the game, as you can see, and sadly there is no TP in the game. The game has some very interesting custom maps. I haven't actually tried any of them out, which is kind of sad, but I will be doing something with those sooner with some friends. So yeah. So alright, so if you type in help, it gives you a whole list of stuff. Help displays a list of commands: playing, clear, exit, no save, save, kick, ban, password, version, time, port, max players, say, MOTD, dawn, noon, dusk, midnight, settle, all water. So let's go to join. Y-wing. I usually have a password, but I don't feel like typing things in. So it says welcome. Now there are some issues with the server mode, as in if you're hosting it, which I am, but it doesn't exactly usually configure or whatever. So let me show you what the problem is that if it does have the problem, because usually it does, you'll see in some, I think maybe, as in like right there, there's like, of course lag is inevitable, but some things are just really, really irritating and almost make these servers not playable. Reason being is because the player, if you can see my mouse, let's say the bad thing is over here, the bad guy is over here, and he jumps at you, you hit it, well now he's way off the screen, and he's really over here, and he dealt damage, which is really annoying. Pretty much it's just a lag issue, except for the fact that you took damage. So that is really, really irritating. I've had several issues while setting the server up with my friend. Sometimes you can't pick up the blocks right away, and you have to wait, and sometimes it literally takes about a minute or two to pick up the blocks. Now, these are very simple issues. You can just restart the server, or it's probably your internet connection, which is kind of sad, I guess. But I actually have a internet thing that actually boosts my internet signal. So that's really cool. Now, let me show you what the mannequin does. The mannequin has a very cool feature, even though it's a pretty useless one. I'm going to craft some armor for you guys to see here. What is some useless, or well, not useless, but, do I have any useless? Whatever, we'll just craft something out of that. Then give it some wood. I cannot make a helmet. Oh yeah, I need an anvil, my bad. Alright, so the furnace you can actually craft things, but for an anvil, I guess it's a whole bunch of, yeah. So to craft a bow, of course, makes sense, and swords. But I guess I can't show you because I don't have enough of the material. We've been running low on material for a while. Let's see here. We got gold bars. I really don't want to make something out of that, because gold is kind of rare in the game. Alright, we'll make a helmet. And then I'll have to explain to my friend why I used his stuff. Alright, so the iron helm, let me actually put it on. So as you can see, there's a helmet, shirt, and pants. Now this might be really confusing for you. This part here is all of the accessories. You cannot place anything except armor. So there's two places where you can equip this, which is very convenient. So this is how you enable PvP. I don't want to enable it. This is how you choose different, player color things. Anyway, let's say you wanted to put that on that. Voila! So as you can see, it just places that on there, and it's very interesting. So let's say you have like some really nice like hero stuff, which I'll actually show you I'll show you what I mean by that. You'll be pretty amazed. It's a Zelda reference. Those who don't know who Zelda is, and you are dating someone who doesn't know what Zelda is, she is way too young. If you know what Zelda is, good for you. Anyway, let's go over here. Now, there are things that you will need to advance in the game, such as a mithril. Alright, so a mithril anvil. So this is what this stuff can make, but it can make a hero's hat. As you can see, it's Zelda enabled, or related, and then you got the tuxedo. And this stuff is pretty much just for the looks, which is why this goes here, and then you equip the helmet, because it doesn't give you much defense. As you can see, it actually gives you no defense. So that's why you have it. So, which is, I love that aspect of the game. That's a very nice aspect of the game. So, let's go back down and open that. So, I can't really show you what the enemies do because, Alright, cool. So then you got the fishing bowl, which is, I don't like this. I thought the fishing bowl you could, like, place around. But instead, that's what you do. You put it on top of your head, and of course you can, I'll show you, ta-da, now I have 2 defense. Oh, it's not doing it, okay. But anyway, actually that might be because I have the helmet on. No, it's not, alright. So it could be lagging right now. Anyway, usually, when I'm playing, as you can see the fish move and everything, but I thought you got to place it down, but it's just for looks, it seems. Which is kind of annoying. I really wanted to place above it my bedroom thing. So, yeah. Anyway, that's about it. Also, this is like how you would create a if you want to summon a boss, you can't actually summon a boss with a just a normal crafting table. You actually have to go into the corruption, which I will show you what that biome is. Because I think there's one not too far away from here. There's a falling star. I might actually be able to show you what falling stars do. I know this might be getting really long, and I'm sorry for that. I also still have to render through it and everything, because I'm actually going to put an intro to the thing. Unlike most of my videos. Also, I have a partnership offer. I actually contacted them, and the sad thing is that we were like, there is a corruption guy. He's a bad guy, if you couldn't tell. This is corruption. Corruption is taking over the world right now as we speak. So this thing is called a Big Eater. It has 45 health, and it usually drops rotten flesh, which you can turn into leather, which is really weird. But anyway, the game, it turns everything into corruption, and I don't think it was actually this close last time. But I'll have to check some of the older recordings. I don't think it was this close last time. The only way you can stop it is with like holy water or something. I'm not entirely sure. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. These are zombies, and they actually have a different look. I think that one. Nope, they all have 45. So I don't think zombies actually drop anything useful. Yeah, they don't. So that's pretty much your common enemy is the zombies, and then the big blobby slimes. The slimes, that's what they're called. The slimes are your next common enemy. Now you can get max hits. As you can see, it shows you how much damage you're dealing to them, and then it has the health. And the console version, you have a health bar, and it still shows you. And ooh, this is bad. I can't get up that. Yeah, in the console version, it shows the health stuff. But since I can't get up that sucks. Oh wait, conveniently. Ta-da! Alright, so it doesn't show a health bar for other mobs, which is kind of sad. Now, the modding community has kind of left the game, it seems, except for the Obsidian mod, which is the practically pretty much the only thing that's added onto the game, and I very much so recommend you guys get it if you guys get the game. Now, I don't think it is server worthy, or at least I don't think it works on servers. Oh, crap. I don't think it works on servers, which is kind of a sad thing because I would really like to have it work on servers because it adds a whole bunch of new stuff. So anyway, yeah. This will probably be going up on both of my channels. So yeah, this is my review for Terraria. I'll probably give it a rating after I like mess through it, but after I render it. But if I don't, then I will actually have to do something. I'll actually just give it a rating right now. I would give this game an 8. When graphics, completely aside from this, I'm not putting graphics into this game because it's not a graphic-oriented game, and sometimes you really just want to play a Pokemon kind of, well, not Pokemon kind of game, a very low graphic game. I like playing low graphic games. I actually play quite a few of them. You just don't see it on my channel very often because a lot of people just don't like them. I like playing them. I don't like viewing them on YouTube. That's why I kind of do the newer stuff. But yeah, I would give it an 8 because it does get boring after a while of playing. But if you by yourself, but if you have a server and you know how to do the server stuff, it's very, very easy. Once you figure it out, like it took me years to figure out how to do servers, and then I watched one video by like the trolling gnome or something. And I watched one video of his on how to make a Minecraft server. I made one, and now every game that requires me to make a server is just poof, it comes to me. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. But when you have a server, I would give it a 9.5 because the game is quite fun. And when you have Skype, not when you're like, hi, not when you're doing that, because that's not fun. Let me see if I can do this. What is it? 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 Let me look here. MOTD. No! Slash MOTD. Good morning. Nope! Anyway, yeah. I don't know if that actually works. Slash MOTD. No. MOTD. Welcome to 5. It doesn't show. Anyway, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you guys didn't, please leave a constructive criticism note in the description below, please. And if you did like this review and you decided to buy the game, if you could please like and fave and all that jazz, that would be awesome. Or even just leave a comment. Because I love getting comments. I know there's one guy that I gotta get back to, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys are planning on buying either Minecraft or Terraria, but you don't have enough money for both, or you are saving up for Minecraft, but you already have enough money for Terraria, I would definitely go with Terraria if you plan on buying or figuring out a server for it, and yeah, and you like having lots of stuff to do, because you will play literally like a full day will not get you to the end of the game, unless of course you're a boss, which apparently me and CJ are not bosses. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys thought I didn't cover anything that you would have wanted me to cover, please tell me in the description, and I might just make a little video of it. If you want to check out my throat is getting really, really sore. Oh man! If you want to check out my boss fight, click on the mana or the hearts, either one. And if you want to see my playthrough, then click on the little taskbar above me, magic mirror thing, and all that jazz. To see the playthrough. And if you want to see any more videos, remember to subscribe to me, because it helps me out and it helps the people that I play with. it helps them out too. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope this was a help to you on deciding which game you are going to buy, or even if you are just going to buy a game. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a good one.